Live free. So you always got to be ready for that. That's how we remind everybody. We'll make sure everybody hears us behind us as we go through. I hail from the great state of New Hampshire, whose motto is live free or die. And it speaks to the very essence of American exceptionalism. But as with the founding documents, some have lost sight of the true meaning that these words symbolize. The words and deeds of our founding patriots speak of a permanent liberty, an eternal gift that is embodied in the entirety of the New Hampshire state motto. For you see, many people beyond the borders of New Hampshire know live free or die, but few have heard the rest of General Stark's ode to liberty. Live free or die, death is not the worst of evils. Bold words from a simple patriot, or simple words that serve as a courageous reminder to our country's enduring strength. We are the modern sentinels, indebted to all the American generations that have come before us. It is our birthright to be the guardians of our shared divine liberty. Liberty guaranteed to us by the promise forged in our founding documents, secured for us in the War of Independence, and defended for us by the millions that have paid the last full measure of devotion, so that we would have an opportunity, no, really a duty, to preserve for our children, knowing the words of Ronald Reagan once gave us: freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day, we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States, where men were not free. We must be the new sons and daughters of liberty, the benefactors of all that is great of America, and wiser for our fewer mistakes. We must be always thankful for our blessings, committed to the simple virtue that individual liberty can only be certain when government is insignificant in our daily lives, knowing full well that smaller government means greater self-reliance. We must continue our unique tradition of helping our friends and our neighbors in need, whether they be next door or 1,000 miles away with our brothers and sisters in Israel. We must honor the strength of the family by preserving, defending the sanctity of marriage. And we must hold up high the simple truth that life begins at conception, recognizing that no man is free so long as another can interfere with the laws of nature and deny our fellow man that which has been endowed by them by their Creator. That these certain unalienable rights are not a choice, but are self-evident. America is the last best hope for the world. That if the torch of freedom is extinguished here, then the warming glow of liberty dies everywhere. I say to you that if you believe that America is the last best hope for the world, then it can only be so if we embrace and guard the enduring integrity that is our country's first principles. As in 1776, we must hold these truths to be self-evident. This is our ode to an American exceptionalism, a founding of our first principles, which include constitutionally limited government, individual liberty, free market economies, a strong national defense, and preserving traditional values. Ladies and gentlemen, we are patriots that must protect the future of our country. Because as you see the children before you today, that's what we're protecting our country for. Live free! We see that on our license plate every day, and I wonder how many of you just say, well, that's a nice place for that motto, but it needs to be everywhere. It needs to be internally in our hearts and in our minds as we go about our day. And each of the people who are going to be speaking today are such patriots as yourselves.
GrokTV.